Hello, Cherries, and welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, Special Saturday, episode 212. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Triads as a framework to solo within. And I'm going live from my hotel room here in Fort Myers, Florida, doing some gigs out here on the road on tour. But love to go live no matter where we are, in the hotel rooms or wherever. So this is going to be really fun. I got this idea actually from Scooter, and and he came up with this idea because I did a triad lesson. He's like, hey, I stumbled across some licks within the triads, and I thought he thought it'd be a cool idea to do a video live on this, a lesson on that. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the triad shapes. I'm going to play licks in between these shapes, and it's really, really cool. So I'll give you a little example of what's happening. Let me say hello to my friend here. Dusty Pants, yo, 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 looking for Crossroads. Good to see you. Give you a round of applause. All right. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Let me give you a little, just a little example of what, and then I'll show you. I have some graphics of the triad shapes, and I'll give you a PDF of all the graphics I used today. Just email me info@cherry, and I'll shoot that PDF over to you, and I'll show them to you in a minute. But first, let's play a little bit here. We'll start off in the key of A. All right, so that's a little example right there. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, all that groovy stuff. So, all right, I'm going to show you some graphs here in a second. Basically graphs that look kind of like this, shapes. I'm going to go through some of them, or all of them, and just show you what I'm doing here. And it's really, really a lot of fun. I played pretty much a lot of the same licks within those shapes, and it's really, really cool. So let me just say hello to some of you guys here real quick. And first of all, what are you drinking out there? You know, I got my my coffee. I don't know if you can see that with the lights going on here. With my JC mug right here that I created from just a regular cup. What are you drinking out there today? This is that hotel coffee, huh, with that continental breakfast that you get, you know, staying at the Residence Inn or the La Quinta, wherever it may be. So let me say hello to Robert. Give you guys a round of applause. Robert. Be cool if Jeff Watson could start jamming with you. Yeah, right. Come on, let's get him. Let's get Jeff Watson over here. Come on. He'll show me the 8-finger technique. Saturday Triads. That's right. I should have labeled this Saturday Triads. It'd be fun, right? And, all right. Inca Cal 71. Good morning. All right, Dusty Pants. Yes, better now. That's good. That is good news. Looking for Crossroads. Dusty Pants. Not bad. All right. I have sound, but stream's a bit lagging. You're saying my stream's a little lagging here? Yeah, it might be. It's you know, trying to get the best internet I could. I'm actually running from my hotspot right now. So let me know if it's not working too good. Maybe I'll try switching it over. It was a little bit better than the Wi-Fi from the hotel here. And hey JC, sound not coming through. Really? Oh my! I should have checked this earlier. Is it still not coming through? So I did all that. Let's see. 9:07 a.m. I'm drinking a double IPA. That's awesome. I've left the right state. I left the. Let's see. Put this up here for all to see here. I'm drinking a double IPA that I left on the nightstand in the room temperature, but it's freezing in here, so it's okay. Yeah, I've done that a few times. I've done that. It's like, well, I just drank it like a couple hours ago. It's gotta still be good. So hopefully you could hear me. I mean, am I coming through? Okay. Perfect, Mr. Cherry, rock on. All right, Dusty Pants, thank you very much for that. You can hear me fine. All right, that's good news. So, yeah, we're hanging out here, and it's in Fort Myers, Florida. At the we played last night and tonight, and then I'm driving to Tampa tomorrow for a string of shows at the Stanleyville Theater at Busch Gardens. And I thought it'd be a good time now since I have this beautiful hotel room. It has a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, a whole. It's just really, really nice. And so that's all cool. Let's show you something here. Check this out. Now I'm doing this. Last week I did a video on building triads, and I showed these same graphs here, and it worked out pretty good. But I'm going to show you some licks in between these shapes. Like this is just a basic shape, and you know you can play this in any key really. But this is a string shape on the 1, 2, and 3 string, which is a little E, the B, and the G, right here. You can do it in any string. You can do it in C. It's basically this shape right here that you all know and love. You know, the same shape, like an A shape right here. And how convenient, because it is an A that we're messing around in today. So if you notice this, you see the root, the third, and the fifth. So I'm always trying to emphasize sticking, for the sake of this video, stay within these shapes and try not to branch out too much. So I'm going to try to just stay on the 3 strings, and I'm going to try to stay within this triad shape here. And over here, so you can see me too. And so I'm remembering where the root is here. So I'm doing some licks utilizing the third, like taking the minor third, bending it up. Put this crunch back on here. You know, like a... So it really depends on what type of feel and what kind of music I'm playing here within this. Like in the context of like a blues, you know, you could utilize this as a, like in a bluesy way, where you take the minor third, that's the 3 right there. This is indicating a major triad. So I would take the note below it and I would bend it up to the major third. It's a little hard right here because you're bending right by the nut. I'm taking the root, playing the dominant 7, which is the open G. Then you could take, go up to a 4th, which is 1/2 step above the 3rd. You could bend it up to an E. You know, which is pretty cool. You could play the major 6th up here, which is right above the 5th. The E is the 5th. So you play the 6th, major 6th. Yeah, it's a cool lick. You know, all kinds of licks inside there like that, which is cool. I mean, that's kind of common stuff right there within this pattern right here. You know, we could move up to the next shape, which is the first inversion. Which is pretty cool area shape right here, which is like an E shape. But inside here, you could play licks like... But once again, I'm not really going down to this A right here. I'm trying to just keep it, for the sake of this exercise, keep it within just this 3 strings. It really limits you to what you could do. So here's the A, here's my landing spot, my root. You can land on anything of the 5th. But if I'm going to land on a root, it's going to be in this triad right here. Right? I can do all the licks that I like to do inside here. Oops, I hit that D string. A little bit. You know, it's a good practice. I'm playing like a lot of the same licks here. So I'm taking, here's the 3rd, but it's on this string. Bending the minor 3rd, sliding into it from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd. To the 5th, or to the root. Looks like that. 3rd, here's the 5th, here's the major 6th thing. Pretty cool stuff here. Real bluesy. Of course, I could just keep it completely major by playing the major 3rd. Major pentatonic is in there. That's so major, right? As opposed to adding the 7th in there, making it more bluesy. All within the same triad shape right here. It's really, really cool, really beneficial to get these licks in all these different shapes. Here's a comment here. Keep those comments coming. My knees hurt. I refuse to bend on the first 3 frets. I have fragile fingers. Yeah, well, that's a smart move there, you know. Why kill yourself? Look, I'm going to shrink this thing a little bit just to get it out of my head there a little bit so you can see me, right? How about that for the magic of television here? So if you're digging this so far, hit that like button. You know, you like me. You really like me. Got the crunch sound going. I got the clean sound too. If we like it, you can teeter between the two of them. You know, all within the same shape right here. So we played within here before. Okay, we did that shape. Very common shapes. And you may find yourself playing up here. Second inversion of the A. Looks like a D. It's a D shape, right? Wish I could zoom in a little bit on this, but I don't have my fancy stuff at home. And but yeah, ain't happening. But yeah, bend that. You know, it's not happening, but you know, strengthen those fingers if you can. And so this D shape, you may find yourself up here, bend some stuff up here. Like, you know, here's the root again. Here's the third. Now it's shift, as you can see, those intervals, which is cool. So here's the fifth on the bottom. It's a classic lick where you have the root, the fifth, and you slide from the fifth to the sixth. That's the sound of that. You know that one, that's a lick. Kind of a famous lick, right? From somewhere. Back to the other position. But we're staying up here. And if I wanted to make it minor, I could just minor that, take the third, or keep in this context of the blues. Take the minor third, bend it up. That's a very common area. It's kind of like the BB box right there. You know, when you start expanding from the pentatonic up here. Right? That's what this shape is right here, this triad. Bending up the minor to the major. And you can make it totally happy by just changing, keeping it major. Look, here's the major. Try it. Make it a major seventh. Like that. And that's the major scale right there. I think I hit the wrong note up there before. Make it bluesy. Make it minor. Taking the fifth, instead of playing a major six, I play a minor six. So now it's minor. All in the same shape. Make it minor. Cool stuff, huh? Let's see. Roberts. Can you use a capo along with those triads shapes or practice without it? Yeah. Yeah, essentially you could use a capo with that because that's basically kind of what it is right here. You know, if you were playing this the D up here, or this A chord up here, which is a D shape, it's kind of like having a capo right there. And that would be a D chord if you're playing that open with the open D. And then you could do all the same stuff. do all the same licks. But, you know, in the context of the solo playing, you don't need the capo because you're not hitting full chords out here. You're just seeing the framework, which is the title of this video, which I've never seen anyone really, and thank you for the idea, Scooter, of this, because no one's really talking about playing within the triads. A lot of people talk about using triads to play and not using the triads as like just a framework to see the guitar. It's kind of like the C.A.G.E.D system, but it's broken down into triad areas, which is probably a little bit more important than the C.A.G.E.D system. Anywho, we're going to go to the next string set here in a second. Let's see what my knees hurt. It's saying, I know most of these triad shapes. My problem is I only play on the quarter note, and I'm sorry, I'm not this slow of reading, but it's just far away, and I should probably put the glasses on to see what this is saying here. I can see a little bit better. I know these triad shapes is a problem. I only play on one quarter note. All of my melodies sound rigid and metronome-y. I've got no soul. Well, I can show you that you do have a soul, but not for long. No, but yeah, playing on the beat on metronome. I was gonna bring my metronome, but I left it at the gig. I only brought what I needed here, and I brought headphones, unlike my last live. And so, you know, just play with the metronome, but just try to feel it. Just try to keep playing. That's all I could say with that. You know, start just playing along with your favorite blues records. Start trying to feel different rhythms besides the quarter note and play off of it. You know, it's try to put a little swing into it. It's really easy. Once you start getting to the swing, just imagine you're really feeling it. Once you just start playing the notes in that groove. And then once again, back up to the last shape up here again, which we did. So great question, great point. And we'll talk more about that, and maybe we'll make a video on staying away from the quarter notes and trying different rhythms and stuff. So we'll go out of that. Now we got to the different string set. And that is the root version on the 2, 3, 4 strings, which is the 2, 3, 4. The B, G, going down. 2, 3, 4. So here's an A. Hello, Jeffrey Boyo. 2, 3, A. And it's very common. It's like an E shape, right? Like here's an E chord right here. Bring it all the way up to here. A. But we're only playing this shape right here. So it limits you to. I'm doing the same type of thing. See, those intervals are just moving around. You know, they're the same 3 notes everywhere, but they're just moving around a little bit. So it's the root, the third, the fifth. So once again, I could take that root, I could take the third, bend it up to a major third, slide. Here's the fifth again. And I love doing that fifth to the sixth. It's a really, really cool lick. Like a little Hendrixy. Keeping it real within the 3 strings. I mean, I'd love to go, you know, branch out, but I'm not. I'm trying to just milk it. I'm trying to wheeze all the juice, buddy. As Pauly Shore would say, right? How about focusing around the root, the dominant 7th, like going down a whole step. Here's the third again, the fifth. It's like a Mixolydian type of feel there. All within this shape. And then you could just be completely major by playing a major 7. Right there, right? So just that little bit of difference playing instead of a dominant 7, going down 7, or taking the third, making it minor. Or harmonic minor. It's a little too much. It's out of the shape here, but it's all within this triad. It's just cool. You could really manipulate it, play major, minor, diminish, just by shifting down. Like here's minor, just taking the third, making it flat. Take the fifth and go down one more. So that's the flat 5. So it's diminished. Now you have that. You know? That's one way to just manipulate what we're doing here, because once you know the rules, then just break them. That's the first one. So you go over to the it's different string set. You go up to the next inversion. And you've seen this a bunch of times too. Any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. I'm having some fun here today, hopefully. Live from my hotel room and in Fort Myers, which they had a pretty bad hurricane. The winds really hits back this summer. It was either Helene or Milton. I think this hotel was flooded. And I had the sliding glass door because I have a balcony. I'm on the 6th floor. And the sliding glass door, you can't really see through it because it fogged up because of the humidity and everything inside the glass. So no matter how much they try to clean both sides of it, it's hard to see through it because the inner layer of it is all fogged up. It's really weird. I thought it was just dirty when I first saw it, but all right, back to the shapes. This one right here, we went to this inversion. So now the third's on the bottom, fifth is here, root's on the top. I'm just gonna take that third, I'm gonna do what I normally do. I'm gonna slide from minor second to third. And here's the 6th. I like taking the 6th. Here's the 5th. But a whole step up is the 6th. I like to bend up the 6th to a 7th. I'm in the 7th. And then you got this lick in here. Right? That's a famous. This lick sounds a little bit differently. And it's cool because I'm playing it in a different area. And it allows me to have this sound. Like I probably wouldn't do this lick in any other position. Here's D. Back to A. Really, really cool. Which we're getting a little bit of ahead, but you could see where this is going, because these different shapes tie in really nicely chromatically to different triads, like in different chords to D, you know, and to E, D, A. It allows you to play licks really close, and it sounds natural instead of jumping all over the place. Robert, are there a lot of triads on the D, G, and B strings? D, B, and G strings. With a D? Yeah, well, that's where we're at right now. We're on the D, G, B strings. And D, G, B, which is the same thing as the 2, 3, 4. Don't let it confuse you, because it's just, some people will call it 2, 3, 4, because because the little string is the 1 string, right? Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so we're on the triad shape 2, 3, and 4, which is B, G, D, or G, or D, G, B, however way you look at it. Or it could be, 4, 5, it could be 4, 3, 2, or 2, 3, 4. As long as those numbers are in there, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, you just know that it's going to be B, G, and D string, or the D, G, and B string, right? It's all the same. Don't let that confuse you, because at the end of the day, it's the same stuff, right? Oh yeah, the broken thermopane windows. Yeah, lack of vacuum allows condensation, which can't evaporate. Yeah, that's it. You nailed it. The seal on the double pane. Wow, you guys are sliding glass door experts. The seal on the double pane glass is not sealed, so it gets moisture inside. And tada, condensation. Man, see, I'm learning something here today about sliding glass doors, Lena. Thanks for that. Just got that second inversion. All a second inversion means that we're starting, actually it's first inversion. It's just that we're inverting it for the first time. The root is always the root. Once we take that third, put it on the bottom, it's first inversion. Now, second inversion is what? Sorry, I'm flicking my hair because it's getting in my eyes. I'm not trying to be cool or anything like that. Second inversion is putting the fifth on the bottom. It's like that. It looks like an A chord, right? This other one looks like a C chord. Comes from the C shape if you go down to the next string over, like a C chord. This next one right here looks like an A chord, and it is an A chord. So within here, you got some cool licks too. Which is very similar to what we started down here on the first string, right here. I think we did that one already, right? Hopefully we did that. Actually, maybe we didn't. We started on the root. Okay, we didn't go down here yet. But there's two areas, above the 12th and down here. But we're up here. And I would like to, I do licks like, kind of like, stuff like. Once again, you have your lick here, the root, to the fifth and the sixth. Or the major scale. All within this framework right here. In the context of blues, Dorian. All within this shape. Like this. Minor. Taking the fifth. Here's the minor sixth now, which is right next to the fifth. Here's the minor third. Take the major third, which is on the screen. Drop it half step. Here's minor. Oops, I'm getting out of position here, so trying to stay on just these three strings. Minor. It's A minor. Harmonic minor. Major. Minor. It's a cool one, right? All right. Guitar 101. And good stuff, man. Love guitar, love music, loving the lessons. Give it a like, guys. I got you with one. Peace, man. All right. Thank you so much, Guitar 101. I love that name, too, Guitar 101. That's so cool. Christopher Eden. How you doing? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Rock and roll. It's not pretty. Oh, man. Funny story real quick. You know, when you say that, I think of Billy Idol. You know, I was in a band back in the late 90s called the Nocturnals. And we were that close to this record deal. It was a great band. We were managed by Bill Aucoin, who managed Kiss, who started Kiss. And he would tell us all kinds of great stories about Kiss. He loved telling stories. Rest in peace, Bill. And this one story, because he also managed Billy Idol. He started Billy Idol. And they were backstage. They just got their record deal. And Steve Stevens maybe he'll hear this and confirm this story someday. But he had just gotten a new guitar. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. And Billy Idol comes up to him and takes a knife and scratches the guitar. Just sticks the knife right into it. And Steve Stevens is about to kill him. He's like, "Why'd you do that?" And Billy Idol says, "Rock and roll, it's not pretty." So you heard it first right here. And that's just what I heard. And yeah, great story. And my knees hurt. Kicking it. It's kicking it of school. My knees hurt. It's kicking it of school. Old and cold, haha. And face green smile. Okay, Keith. Yeah, it's rock and roll. It's not pretty. That's right. All right. So let's see what we got here. Now, we got a couple more here. So check this out. We're going to go into, it's hard to see again. That's the next string shape. Okay, because we did the 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 3, 4, 5. This is the root position right here. Check it out. We're starting up here because here's the root on the 5th string. Now, same thing. I'm always looking for, here's the root, because most of the time you're going to hear an A chord over this, right? I have no looper, so you can't do that. But here's the root note. Here's the 3rd again. Here's the 5th. I'll do all my same licks that I like to do over this. I'll take the 3rd. I'll make the minor, slide into the 3rd. Take that 6, major 6, bend it to the 7th. I'm taking that G note, bending it up to an A. It's right there. All within the shape. Bend it. Right, pretty cool stuff. You could play strict major on it by playing the major 7th. Once again, see how happy that is, as opposed to. Or minor, take that 3rd, make it minor. Just drop it half step. Major 6, make it minor 6. Harmonic minor, which is an E. Look at the E shape here. Back to the A. Minor. Back to major. So that's a pretty cool shape right there. And then you go to the first inversion, which is very popular. Back down here, here's the A chord. First inversion, like we said, is just the 3rd on the bottom. So here's a very common, right? version is like really famous for that slide into the third, or the slide into the root. We have those strings. We have the 3 strings right here. That sounds like a Cinderella song, right? That time, excuse me, I took the second and I bent it up to the third. Hope I don't break a string here. I'd be screwed. I have no backups right now. So all the same licks. I take the third. I could play the go up to the fourth. There's a D chord, or just by playing off of this shape right here. And here's the root. There's a really cool area because you can take that over the A and bend it up to the major third. Really great. That time I bent up the second into the third. And then I fretted this, so I'm hitting the fourth. Here's the root, the third. My pinky, I'm hitting that note. The seventh by playing the G. There's that fifth to the sixth again. Is it Christmas again? So cool licks you can do inside there. Uh-oh, the ice machine is working now next door, right outside of my room. That's probably what you hear. The ice machine making ice. That's the second version of the string set. And Roberts. Oh, Christopher, you're doing blues. Yep. Chubby Checker stories. Oh, there's plenty of Chubby Checker stories. That's for sure. And did Bill Coyne let your band know you were really close to a record deal? Or what happened to the deal? That's a long story, but in a nutshell, it was pretty fun. It was a great time. It was around 97 to 2000 when we were doing it. I think the peak was 98 and a half, somewhere in there, and we were very close. We were ready to make a record. We were in rehearsals. It was going to be produced by Jack Douglas, who was a famous producer. He produced all the Aerosmith records, some John Lennon records, and he was a really cool guy. And had it all flowing, but just didn't work out for some reason. I think it was a money issue. And you know how it is, the business. It's never just about what is right. Sometimes it's just about certain people, I think. I mean, that's just what I gather from it. And the band was great. If everything was, because we were kind of like the Killers, you know, way before the Killers in like the late 90s. Maybe there's some music you could check out. It's called the Nocturnals. And Dave Scott was the lead guitar player, singer, and he's a great friend. I've known him since I was a little kid, so I'm 14 years old. You know what I mean? It's like playing with your guitar idol. He's that good. And I played like second guitar and a lot of guitar synth. I did a massive pedal board with guitar synth and guitar stuff, and it was really fun. It was a good band, but he was fantastic. Look up Dave Scott and blow your mind with guitar. And I got a chance to play in a band with him. It was just like playing with your guitar idol. Imagine that. It's like playing with Jeff Watson or something, right? Literally. I mean, it's a close call there. Um, but I'll tell you some stories sometime about Chubby and all that. Um, what chord shapes is the shape from 3/5 root? 3/5 in the root. 3 on the A string. 3 on the A string. It's like this one. 3 on the A string. With a 3 on the A string, here's the 3rd on the A string right here. So it's a C sharp. It's this one. It's the string shape that we're on. We just passed that one. It's a it's the part of the G shape. So you can kind of see it right here. Here's a G. Oops. Here's a G right here, right? Here's a G chord. So it would be this. But we're in A, so we're sliding it up. Here's the A. Here's the 5th, the 3rd. So it'd be a G shape. That's hard to play with that. G shape. So here it is. G. I should say that in what chord shapes them, because they're all part of a chord shape of the C.A.G.E.D system. It's all related to this C.A.G.E.D system. Jumped ahead one. Here's the second inversion going up. We did the root position. We did that. First inversion. Here's part of the E shape. Look, all I'm doing, I'm starting on the 5th on the A string. So here's the 5th, the root, and the 3rd. It says it right there on the chart. 5th, root, 3rd. Part of the A shape. I mean E shape. It's like an E chord. But I'm playing it up here in the A position. And once again, I'm thinking of the same melodies that I know. So take that 3rd, play stuff like that, in a blues context. Looks they sound differently in different positions here. That 3rd bent to the minor 3rd. And you have that the A, the root, into the 7th. You can bend it up to the 5th here. I went to a minor. There's the root in there, so I'm trying to focus on just these 3 strings. I like to take that 6th. So here's the root, dominant 7th, 6th, and bend it up. Here's the 3rd right here. 4th, 5th. Or if I wanted to be straight major, I can do something like. Regular major, or make it minor. Or make it diminish. Back to major. All within the shape. Love that one. 1998, you were 12. Yeah, I was very, very young then, when we almost got the record deal. Yeah, a little bit older. A little bit older. about 10 or so years older than that. I remember the Killers. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I wasn't a madly in love with them, but I did see them when they first came out. They came to a Rockwood Music Hall, a small club in New York. No one knew it. It was just kind of like a impromptu jam that they did in front of like 30 people. It was amazing. They played a whole set of David Bowie covers. I was very, very impressed with them. It was the guitar player, the singer, and a couple other guys from the band. Just jumped up on stage, took over. I was like, wow, that's cool. That was in 2005. So they might have been out for a little while at that point. That night at Rockwood Music Hall. So, all right, so we're done with that one. We got one last string set here. And it's the 4-5-6 string set, starting on the root. And a lot of these are the same. This string set, 4-5-6, and the 3-4-5 are very similar because without that B string, they're the same shapes. So here's the A right here. Same shape. This is an actual G shape right here. Which is, look, it was part of that other one that was on the 4-5-6, starting on the third. Remember? Great question. Just like that right there. So G shape. And you have licks, same licks. I could play, move it down to the 7th. Take that 3rd. Get some of that twang going on right there. You know? There's the 7th. Make it minor. Major. I'm showing you the charts that are major. We're showing that it's so easy to manipulate and change these into whatever it is that you want. So, yeah, really cool stuff like that. And you do all the same licks right here. It's really beneficial because, you know, if you're an A and you wanted to you're in this position, you want to go to a D, it's right there. Or here's a D right here. There's a D with this note. Go to the first inversion, which would be starting on the 3rd, which was a lot like on this A right here. Same thing up here. We're doing it here. It's the same exact shape. Once you see these shapes, you'll start recognizing what it is, what the chord is. You'll see the roots here. The 5th is always right there below it. The 3rd is always going to be right there. No matter where you are, what chord you are, seeing these intervals and knowing where they are, you start to learn the patterns where you're on the string. Or the same thing over here. It's a first inversion. Or it's right here. It's a G, first inversion. And wherever, C. All you got to do is know where the C note is. C. So you know that below it's the 5th. And the string below that is a 3rd. G. Here's a B flat. You know, whatever. E. Just knowing where the notes are. Which, good segue, because I do have a guitar course that teaches fretboard memorization. I'll tell you about that later. Easy way to really remember where all the notes are on the fretboard. So this is a really good one right here too for A. You just go right up. Here's A. All kinds of cool licks in here as well. you know, there's the A right here. A lot of people do that lick. It's a real common one. I like to do that into the third, then slide back down to the seventh. It's kind of like part of the minor pentatonic in a way too. It's like right here. But then you're adding the major to it. Right? Oops. Right on. And I think there's just one more right here, which is just the second inversion. So now you're starting on the fifth. And you're right there. So that's an A right there. Same thing. Here's the root to the seventh, the third, the fifth. So that's an A. And that's all of them right there. That is all of them. So check it out. Let's just go through a couple of them real quick. Check it out. So, just ran through a bunch of them right there, and hopefully you enjoyed this so far. We're having some fun, rocking outs here in my hotel room. You make it look easy. Well, thank you very much for that. So I appreciate that. Very, very cool. And I make it look harder than it is, I suppose. A couple of watches might make it happen. Thanks, man. All right, my pleasure. My pleasure. So it's really, really fun. Really fun stuff. Just getting in there, digging into some of these positions. You know, it's really, really cool to get in there. Just trying to really focus on some of the feel. Going off the rails a little bit, but we're having some fun. All right, Christopher, I got some. Glad I tried today. Alone. All right. Well, if you want a PDF of these graphs that I created, just email me at info@Cherry, and I'll shoot them right over to you. And got a gig later on tonight. It's 1 o'clock. Got to be back there at about maybe 4 or 5. So we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and really appreciate it. We had a good time. Hopefully you did too. Hopefully you'll take these shapes right here and just have some fun with them, you know. I know it's a lot of the same licks that I did in here, but that's kind of like the purpose of it. Knowing those same licks everywhere will really help you for when you're changing chords, and you'll see that, wow, that shape for that next chord is the same position that I've already been doing. It's cool. So if you're over here in this shape, right, you're playing the A in this 2, 3, 4 shape in A, and then you know that your next chord's D. Well, look, I'm playing this. It's the second inversion of D. And I have all my same notes here. The D note. Now I wanted to go to the E. Well, here's the E, the first inversion, right? Well, there's the licks I know from there. D. Back to the A. Here's the E. So it all comes together that way. It's a lot of fun. You know, start playing. I mean, that's in the context of the blues. I mean, that's one thing. Using these for other types of music is very similar as well. Just a little bit different. All right. Matrix Star, give you a round of applause. What should come next after learning triads? I'd probably say, you know, I mean, after, probably no, after that, well, there's a lot of work in the triads, you know. I would say probably, you know, learning them all over the place and then changing them up, learning the triads for major 7. Well, actually, I wasn't doing 7 triads. Take the triads and do minor triads, do diminished triads. So you got the major, minor, and diminished ones. And there's a lot of work within that. And then just changing them, playing them in different keys and stuff. You know, really good practice for switching keys is just play A, right? And then, you know, go to D. Go up in fourths. A to D. You know, play the triads, D. And then go up against the G. Back to the C. To F. B flat. Just play it, and you know, if you go up in fourths, you're eventually going to play in every key, in all 12 keys. So learning all the triads, major, minor, diminished, in all 12 keys would be really, really, really helpful. That's what I would probably do. I don't think I do it, but it's definitely a good thing to do, and I definitely will be doing it and probably make a video on it just to go. But once you know the triad shape, the major, then you just manipulate it. You just take the third, make it minor, and then do it, and then go through all 12 keys, cycle them. So if you're just sitting there noodling in A, well then just play a little bit in A, go up in fourths, go to D, D minor, and then go up again to G minor, and play those G minor triads everywhere. You get all that stuff, and you're doing some good stuff right there. So thanks, great question right there. Adding sevenths, my kind there, yeah. Well, it's not really a triad then. If you add the seventh, that would be more of an arpeggio, right there. So that's the difference. You have triad. It's smaller, and it's just the root, the third, and the fifth in there. So you add the seventh, and you're starting to get into a whole nother different sound, which is cool. But those are arpeggios now, moving into arpeggio area. So basically, triads are all forms of the Holy Grail. Yes. Are all forms of the Holy Grail? Absolutely. It's a good way to look at it. All the inversions of it, for sure. Be great to take the 7 chords and invert them as well. That's a lot of work right there as well. So yeah, thank you so much for the great questions. Matrix Star, Christopher Eaton, thank you so much, Christopher. And yep, at least my neighbors hears you, not me. Well, that's good for them, I think. And the root is always where the key will remain. Let's just go. Is the root always where the key will remain? Or go back to the scale. Let's see. Is the root always where the key will remain? I'll go back. Well, the roots should be the root of the chord that's underneath you. Like if there's an A chord playing, then the root's going to be A, always. And if you're playing the first inversion, you're going to play the third. And then that root is still going to be A, or the root could go up to the third. And then, actually, if the root goes up to the third, then the third is now the roots of it. It really depends on what the bass is doing or what the bottom of the chord is doing. Like Sting said it too. Sting says, the band is only playing a C chord if I'm playing a C chord, right? So that makes a lot of sense. To describe what he was saying is like, if the band is playing, a C chord, or like a C, just like that. If C was playing that, if you played a G on the bottom, like that, or an E, this chord, he was playing E. He could say, well, the E is playing some kind of E chord right there. Because really what it is a C/E. So it's really, you could look at it both different ways, but it's not technically a C. It's a C/E. Because you're playing the root on the bottom. Hopefully that helps a little bit with that, Roberts. All right. Well, thank you so much for the great questions. And all right, you guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. Any more great ideas like this one came from Scooter, and I really, really appreciate that. Getting some great ideas like this, and really find it helpful, not just for you, hopefully, but for myself to sit here and play this stuff and to go live for you whenever I can here from this beautiful hotel room here that I have some time. I can't do it tomorrow because I'll be driving to Tampa, and and then all next week I'll probably be sharing a hotel room with the bass player in this place. Although last year I had my own room, so it's harder to go live from a room when you have a roommate. You want him walking back and forth in his underwear. You don't want to see that. I'm sure I can get rid of him for an hour or so, but I thought this would be best I have some free time here today. So probably going to do it again, not next Sunday, but Monday. So it's not this coming Monday, but next Monday from home. I'll be home. We'll go live. So any ideas, keep them coming to me. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And there's a game on tonight, Steelers playoff games against the Ravens. Let's hope for the Steelers. Sorry if there's any Baltimore fans out there today. But thank you so much, all you guys, for spending time here with me. Christopher and Manic Star, Matrix Star, and Roberts. All you people, it's one of Jeffrey Boyle, My Knees Hurts, and Roberts, going back here in time, and Guitar 101, Scott Olson, and yeah, just everybody, Dusty Pants, Robbie, all you guys, just great. Thanks for all the input. Thanks for hanging out with me here today on a Saturday. So enjoy the rest of your day. I love yous. This was a lot of fun. Keep those ideas coming. And I'll see you next Monday. All right? Peace. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you then. Ciao, y'all. Thanks.